The sky was silent, a black ocean of stars reflecting against the Earth's stillness. Then, without warning, the silence fractured, a streak of motion blurred across the heavens, splitting clouds with ghostly precision. It was the Fighter Jat Shadow Hawk 2026, the jet that would change the very definition of stealth, speed, and supremacy. Its name alone whispered fear into the hearts of adversaries. Shadow Hawk, the unseen predator of the night sky, born to hunt in silence and strike with lightning precision. The 2026 model wasn't just a fighter, it was a technological ghost, merging AI-driven intelligence, adaptive stealth, and electromagnetic propulsion into one lethal masterpiece of engineering. The Shadow Hawk was built around the philosophy of invisibility, not just to radar, but to the entire electromagnetic spectrum. Crafted from a newly developed nanocarbon plasma-absorbent alloy, its skin could shift texture and reflectivity in real time, blending seamlessly into its surroundings. During night operations, the aircraft became one with the darkness, its silhouette dissolving into the void like smoke. Under daylight, its surface could mimic the hues of the sky, clouds, or even the horizon. The aircraft's design was the perfect marriage between art and science, smooth, angular, almost bird-like in grace, yet every curve served a tactical purpose. The engineers called it optical evanescence, pilots simply called it vanishing into thin air. Powered by twin Spectre Pulse X3 hybrid engines, the Shadow Hawk 2026 achieved supersonic velocities without breaking radar silence. Traditional jet exhausts were replaced by electromagnetic plasma vector nozzles, allowing thrust redirection without heat bloom, meaning no infrared trace, no visible trail. The engines could maintain near Mach 4 speeds in high atmosphere flight, and when descending for ground strike operations, the system automatically shifted into silent glide mode, reducing sound emissions to almost zero. From the ground, even advanced radar stations could only detect a faint distortion, a whisper of motion already too late to track. But raw power was only part of the equation. What truly defined the Shadow Hawk was its Sentinel Core AI, an adaptive intelligence that evolved with every mission. Unlike traditional autopilot systems, Sentinel was a living algorithm. It learned the pilot's style, emotional patterns, and combat reflexes, predicting reactions before commands were even issued. The result was an unbreakable bond between man and machine. The pilot didn't just control the fighter, they became one with it. The Neuralink MKV helmet synchronized brainwave patterns directly with Sentinel, converting thought into instant action. Within milliseconds, the fighter adjusted flight surfaces, power distribution, and weapons configurations, giving the pilot supernatural responsiveness. Weaponry onboard the Shadow Hawk pushed the boundaries of air combat innovation. The main weapon, Arc Lance Rail System, was a hybrid energy railgun that could fire hyperconductive slugs traveling at near-light velocity. These projectiles didn't just rely on impact force, they generated micro-EMP bursts upon contact, disabling enemy electronics even without a direct hit. Alongside this, the aircraft carried Phantom Viper missiles, smart munitions with adaptive flight algorithms. Once launched, each missile became semi-autonomous, communicating with the fighter and other munitions to coordinate a swarm-like attack. They didn't chase targets, they predicted where targets would be seconds in the future, adjusting trajectories in real time. In stealth operations, the Shadow Hawk used its signature tool, spectral cloak mode. This system bent surrounding light and electromagnetic radiation around the jet, rendering it completely invisible for short durations. Developed using photon warping nanotechnology, this mode transformed the fighter into a literal shadow, unseen, unheard, unstoppable. During classified trials, it infiltrated a simulated high-security air defense zone, evaded every radar lock, neutralized 5 airborne targets, and exited undetected. Observers called it the ghost in the sky. The cockpit was a vision of the future, a panoramic neural display with 360 degrees augmented reality visuals. There were no gauges, no panels, only data woven into the pilot's vision. Targeting information, environmental conditions, and tactical overlays merged seamlessly with what the pilot actually saw. Every decision was enhanced by AI computation, yet still guided by human intuition. This union of instinct and intelligence made Shadow Hawk a living extension of the pilot's will. The cockpit's cognitive feedback layer even monitored pilot stress levels, adjusting oxygen flow, G-force balance, and neural feedback to maintain perfect mental clarity under pressure. In combat simulation tests, the Shadow Hawk 2026 outperformed every